This is really beautiful, though. It's giving me fucking Assassin's Creed 4 vibes. Like that place you spawn in Assassin's Creed 4. It's like that exact same color palette. And the game is broken. Oh no, it's just trying to show me the place and I'm an idiot. Okay. Hello! Gallows End. It's horrible. It's really sunny on this side, and then you just get the horrible fucking ghostly, mystical fog off in the distance there. They're just a little bit terrifying. Who the hell are you? That's it's the lady we've been traveling with the entire time. You fucking idiot. Alder Malloy, or Malois, or something like that. I don't know. It looks vaguely French, so I will treat it as such.
Got a captain among you. Now, if only we had a ship.
You want to leave? I assumed you guys were stuck here because you wanted to be stuck here. This is Gallows End. In what possible fucking way does not a single one of you have a boat? Or maybe that's the entire point of this place. Maybe this is where every ship ever washes up. Why did I pick up those bugs? What am I going to be doing with literal living horrible grubs? This is disgusting. Hello, Alda.
Akara blesses us with another lost soul.
And your eyes are sunken miles into your skull. That's horrible.
You've arrived at Cape Solace just in time. Tell me, how have you come to find yourself upon our shore?
What am I just in time for? Are you guys getting hungry? Are you going to bite off my fucking head like a praying mantis lady? I don't like this. What is Cape Solace?
Established by those of us whose fates have brought us to Gallows End. Sailors and settlers, foreigners and families, but castaways all. We have made a life here on these beaches and in this village.
Really? Because it doesn't look like it. That man was sleeping under a chunk of fucking spiky wood that could collapse on his ass at any second, and you know what? That would probably give him the sweet release he's always wanted. Not because the spikes are entering his ass. I mean, they would be, but because he's dying is what I'm getting at. There is no sexual gratification here. Unless he's really into death, I guess. Who is Akara?
Is the reason I am here. The reason all of us on this island are here. And maybe, my friend, it's why you are here as well. Akara is this island and everything upon it.
So it's not a god that you worship. It's just like the fate that's drawing you here? I don't really know what you're worshipping. You confuse me. Also, I don't think he'd even mentioned Akara at that point. Maybe he said thank Akara at the start and I just took it as something completely normal. Maybe I'm a complete idiot. Which would surprise exactly no one. We're here for Dead Kill.
Ah. So you're here for the oppressor, he who was cast down. You're not the first to arrive on these shores in search of him. You will not.
Is he the OG? Did he build this place?
Akara's magic protects us here in Cape Solace. We are safe
Clearly
from
not.
Dead Kel's deathless touch. The same cannot be said for those who venture past the boundaries of the village, near the keep and the surrounding forest.
So you know Dead Kel
was the favourite son of Akara. He was given great
So
gifts
why
from
are you
our
not
protector.
ending me for
Only
trying to end
squander them
him?
in the pursuit of power. We are blessed not to fear him. So many others live at his mercy, but not those of us here on the safety of the beaches. Akara
Dude, he fucking
protects the
threw me
faithful.
here. He wants me to be here. Unless Akara was supposedly trying to keep me safe, but I mean, if it's everyone's fates to come here, then surely she couldn't have seen mine. Maybe she's another dragon. And the dragons in this world seem to control fate. I mean, it's a real big step fucking down if this dragon can only control the fate of this adorable tiny island, whereas Tirnoch was controlling all the Feylands, or potentially all of Amalur. I don't know how that works. But clearly not here, if you still think you're fated. Maybe you just don't know about it yet. Or maybe the events of the main game, people give zero shits about in the DLC. That is very possible. What is the key?
It is the great fortress that looms in the north. Grave Hall, as it was named by the Dverga craftsmen who raised its mighty walls. But the Dverga have long since abandoned the island, leaving their great keep empty. Some in the village, like Paddy, are intrigued by the keep's dark courts and corridors, but I would avoid it. Grave Hall is haunted.
Fucking Paddy. It took me like 3 seconds for that name to process into my brain. It's just... Come on! This is a glorious fucking fantasy world! We're in possibly one of the most beautiful places we've visited in said fantasy world! And the best name you could come up with was Paddy? Is it his real name? Does he at least have a fucking badass last name to make up for it? I highly doubt it. Why are we safe here?
The villain Dead Kel rules much of this island, and he strives tirelessly to control every last inch.
But I thought you said Akara was the island.
We are protected in this spot alone, just south of the river and along the coast. The Fallen One has no power here, and it enrages him.
I guarantee he will soon. I'll help how I can.
Fit in well, for keeping the village strong is truly a group undertaking. We get by with Akara's blessing and providence, of course. You may stay.
Do you know anything about the wider world? I guess there were people born here.
I suggest that you find a way to make yourself useful. We all must do our part.
Thank you, scumbag. As if I'm not useful just by being here. Look at me, I'm beautiful. I guess I'm just more of a distraction than useful, if anything. As soon as I walk by, no one can resist doing the big ol' wank. Padrig. And you call him Paddy? Rig would have been a cooler fucking name, and even that is pathetic.
He is this island and everything on it. His power and wisdom give us direction. Help us to chart a course through the thundering storm of this mortal life.
That's unexpected. I definitely expected Vag.
The first castaway dragged his boat ashore and kissed the damp sand beneath his feet. We here in Cape Solace worship Akara because it is he who provides safety, sustenance, and sense of purpose.
And he's clearly doing a terrible job of it because you are all insane. Aldamelwa, Malloy,
I once captained my own craft. I was a thief and a smuggler. But all that changed when I found myself here, upon this mysterious
Fire Nation
shore.
attacked.
Akara blessed me with
Kel is the entire Fire
That is
Nation.
what he does. He shows you what is possible. He shows you the fates of which you've never fathomed. I met Bridget, another castaway, and later we had our beloved Nina. All the happiness I'd ignored in my early life were suddenly mine.
And Bridget. All these names that just do not fit a glorious fantasy setting whatsoever, but I'll take it. Dead Kel.
His hanged men are not welcome near our village. Akara has made it so. The fallen sun stalks the forest and coasts of Gallows End, but he is a prisoner here as much as anyone. One day, Akara will rid us of him once and for all.
The Fallen Sun. I guess the Fallen Sun is Dead Kel, considering I just asked you Dead Kel. But how many fucking names has he got? I've heard you alone, this one fucking man, just fucking rattle off like 5 different names for the arsehole. Dead Kel is more than enough. I don't even know what his real name is. What can Kel be short for? Kelly? Even Kelly sounds like it's short for something. In fact, what the fuck is Kelly short for? Give me a second. What is Kelly short for? It's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna ruin the name Kelly for me, isn't it? It's not short for anything. Okay, that's fucking weird. Names should not be allowed to end in Y. Frostbreak Sea.
The rolling tides of the Frostbreak to any grassy plain or hillside. I have lived a life adrift, seeing the world and meeting interesting people.
Seeing the world and you haven't been seeing the world. Maybe when you were a thief, and then you were like, oh, but all my happiness came when I landed here, when you stopped seeing the world and meeting interesting people. When you saw this one tiny part of the world, and maybe 3 different people, and a few crabs. What are you talking about, you massive liar? Gallows End.
All who find themselves on these white sand beaches have been drawn by Akara. Here you will discover many mysteries, but none more important than what to do with this opportunity. Who will you be when you leave Gallows End? The same person who came? Or someone else entirely?
Because I'm just the sarcastic good boy in literally every RPG I play on the first run. That's probably not a good thing. I should try, and I can't bring myself to be evil sometimes. Especially in games like Mass Effect and Dragon, like the old school BioWare boys, where you fall in love with everyone, like the entire fucking cast of characters, except James fucking Vega. I think that was his name. I can barely even remember his name. What the fuck was he? He didn't even look human. He looked more alien than any of the actual aliens. But anyway, like, yeah, you fall in love with the entire fucking cast, and then it comes to your evil playthrough, and it's like, I can't do it. I can't hurt poor sweet Garrus. Like, it's impossible for me. I'm too nice of a guy. I just want to be a murderer sometimes. Nina
She
Mallow.
means well, but like all children, she craves freedom and independence. She will learn to respect boundaries. This is an island, after all.
Once again, you're a dude who looks like he's wearing someone else's flesh. What is this weird fucking cutoff line here? It's not like it's a different texture, and I don't think anyone in the world is this ripped, let alone a random fucking farmer who lives on an island who barely ever gets to eat. What happened to you? You're bigger than Abby from the fucking Last of Us, and she was a monster. She wasn't fucking human. I don't trust you. I feel like you might be a Kara, because only a god could be that absolute Adonis. Padric Dower.
Plagued by delusions and inspiration. I've known a Kara to touch people, but Paddy acts more touched in the head than blessed. Ever since he arrived, Paddy has had a covetous eye on Great.
But I thought you loved him.
I don't know what it is about that old ruin that so bewitches him.
I thought he was sort of like the tour guide of the village. Or were you being an arsehole about him the whole time and I just didn't notice because his name is Paddy? That's very possible. I am indeed an idiot. The Hanged Men.
Deviants like their master. The Hanged Men terrorize any who brave the wilderness. Bloodgrin stalks the docks of Kel's Harbour to the west, while the Baronet rules the mountains in the north, haunting its peaks and twisted islands. Worst of them all is the Whispering Witch. We never know where she will strike next.
So I guess we're gonna be killing them one by fucking one until we finally make our way to Dead Kel himself. So what do we got here? Cape Solace, Gravehall Keep, the Jawbone, Dark Harbor, Scuttle Beach, Northern Coast, and the Ring of the Watcher. The Arsehole of the Sentinel. Okay. Interesting. The Gravehole is like right up there. I thought this was going to be an important fucking part of the area. But no, it's like the next place we enter. Normally we always just get a little bit of wilderness to explore before we're thrust into endless fucking pain. But no, this area is going in fucking raw. Thanks. What a wonderful greeting that is to any random stranger you just fucking met. I need to talk to Brad again now, do I? That's all. I guess I might as well talk to you real quick, but the game acts like I've got a load of quests. I swear it just came up saying I had one that was called a very different name than this. No active quest, what remains? Am I just blind? Am I a complete idiot? The answer is yes to all of the above. Hello.
But all of this talk about a Kara is unsettling.
Why? A Kara sounds lovely.
Ways to get off the island, since I'm almost certain we're not going to want to stay.
How will we get
We'll have
back?
to secure another vessel, but from the looks of the village, they don't often venture past the reef. In the meantime, I'll ask you to scour the beaches for survivors of our wreck. I fear that we may be all that's left of the calamity. Such a possibility has left me agitated. I try not to worry. Anxiety doesn't agree with me.
You're so sweet, but you've killed hundreds of people by accident. And probably by accident, maybe this is just your act to keep killing people over and over and over. And you know what? It's very much working, because I just want to protect you. There may be more survivors.
I did not see my bosun Thora among the dead, or his wife Elsa. There's a chance they have evaded death's grip and still count among the living.
I was bosun like a rank or something.
If even one of them survives, I will fight to the Earth's edge to find them.
Fantastic voice acting right there. Like, you've got an adorable voice, and it does make me just forgive you for all the atrocities you keep committing. I imagine once we find them, you're just going to end up shanking them all over again, and I'm not even going to fucking notice. You will turn out to be Dead Kel all along. You know what? That's not even a bad twist. Huh. They should hire me. This long dead company should hire me and give me no money because they're bankrupt. I'll bring them back.
Spirit. I knew taking you on board was the right idea. That fortune teller didn't know what she was talking about.
She really doesn't, because all the Fate Weavers I've put out of a job now.
And I'll have them send men to fetch Tari from the sandbar.
Small price to pay, I guess, when
the last thing I do.
The entire world is safe because of it, but who knows how long that's gonna last. Maybe I should have just let him make money for another, like, 3 days and then let the world burn. Maybe that would have been preferable. Who knows? Where should I search?
The ship drifted towards a cove past the eastern cliffs. I'd search there first, and I'd hurry. Don't let your guard
Alright.
down.
Oh my god, look at this monster! And not just because he's immediately become the fucking exorcist. Dude, those are your fingers. Your fingers have literally disappeared. They are inside of that fish, you fucking freak. Nothing's moving. This man has gone way more insane than Paddy could ever dream of being. Also, is it just me or is performance, like, pretty damn poor in this place? I know this game is, like, riddled with performance issues anyway, so, it's probably not that big of a deal. I'm always worried that maybe it's because I made the switch to 4K, but I mean, I'm running a 2080 Ti. There is no fucking way that I am struggling with this game, right? It's just gotta be the performance issues of the port. But I am one of those PC Master Race, but no, I don't really give a shit about the Master Race. Like, I own consoles as well, and I love them. But yeah, I'm the kind of PC boy that, if I see a single frame drop off and I go to, like, 59 FPS, I will cry. I will throw myself off of this fucking, I don't even know what you'd call this, walkway. That doesn't sound exciting. Oh yes, he jumped off the walkway and killed himself. Even bridge sounds better. Can't even do my suicide, right? Elva Bron.
Castaway.
Or Elva, I
I've heard
imagine.
about you. You're the one what brought the captain. She's a quirky sort. Not that I'm judging. Anything I can do to make you more comfortable?
Wow, we can talk about so very much. And the way you phrase that means we're definitely banging. The way you have a shop all but confirms it. How much, lady? Oh, she's a potion lady. How disappointing. I will be taking all of these minor potions, though, because I've made it through to the end of the game on the hardest difficulty using, nothing but minor potions. I've never even touched a bigger one, and I want to keep that happening. I never, ever, ever want that to change. So here we go. What are you? Oh, Flesh Eater. So apparently drinking something called Flesh Eater just makes me into an absolute cannibal instead of it eating away at my flesh. Yeah, I don't believe you, lady. I don't believe you, and I am going nowhere near that. Thank you. Obsidian Scepter, I'll never use you. Please fuck off forever. Assassin's Boots, never using you. Please fuck off forever. You. Just leave me alone. And I think the rest of everything we're carrying is fucking books. I need to go back home, but it's also going to be forever till I can leave the island. Maybe they'll give me a home? Wishful thinking, but it would make everything so much easier. Let me try that again. Because all that managed to come out was Pat in the weirdest fucking voice of all time. But I tried to say, Paddy.
Oh, I could tell you a thing or two about Padrig Dower, but I won't. Too much of a lady I am. Paddy wishes only to
Really,
serve
I would
in the
never have
highest
guessed. I can see the wang
The rest
flail
of us
right
are
now.
scuttle in his eyes. He and his friends.
the only
can
reason I
keep
agreed
their
to
own
bang
parts, if
you.
ask me.
Alright, Gravehall Keep.
Cursed. Damned. All of them apply to Gravehall. No one has set foot beyond those walls in years. It's a place left to the ages. Don't let Padrig and his friends convince you otherwise.
Oh, I won't. I'll go convince myself instead by going there right now. Gallows
Getting
End.
here was a blessing. People are always
Really?
happy to see my face. That's because I'm the one who gets things. Besides,
I get the feeling you're cursed
People
or
only
something.
wish
I
to
don't
return
believe
to
that
the
you're
mainland
all
if they
so
have something
happy
to
about being
return to.
taken away from all your
I don't have
families and
this
loved ones
problem.
and probably even kids. Or maybe the island only claims certain people. Only people that it knows would have a better life here. But then again, I'm sure fate has something to do with it. And I don't know how fate ties into things like that. Oh, it's so fucking strange. Elva Bron, tell me
My
more about
husband
yourself.
was killed in the wreck of the Blue Sabre, along with our children, Fauna, Peter,
Fauna.
and little Gwen. It was
You
not
called
easy,
her Fauna.
especially during the first years. But with Akara's grace, I moved past the grief and flourished.
I mean, it's a pretty name and everything, but it's basically the equivalent of calling your fucking son or daughter or whatever the hell mammals. Is that a very attractive name? You think they're gonna get their dick wet in their teens? No. No, in absolutely no way. Especially not if they're women. Dead kill.
Just the once.
On account of the lack of wang.
White face out from one of the Western fastings. Scary? Bah, not in the slightest. Only cowards lurk about in the mud and take what doesn't belong to them. You're scarier than he is.
Yes, I would assume I am. And I do lurk about in the mud and take what doesn't belong to me. That's kind of my entire fucking deal. Outside of saving the world from everything, and that is Akara.
Without his gift of endless comfort, I never could have faced the days alone. Everything I am now is because of him.
Or maybe because you're a pretty cool lady? No, you're not giving yourself any fucking credit whatsoever? Fine. I guess I won't take what doesn't belong to me. I'm surprised you guys still use gold. Like, I know ships must wash up here all the time and everything, and ships tend to be pretty damn rich, but, are you seriously got enough to have your own fucking economy? I mean, if communism was ever going to work, it's probably when you're all fucking desperate not to die, right? Maybe I guess sharing would not be a thing. I guess you are much more likely to just end each other for each other's food, so maybe this works just a little bit better. And we found the fucker's wife. And we robbed the fucker's wife. Oh, he caught me, you bastard.
Please, help yourselves to our many blessings.
I wasn't touching your wife, I was just stealing all your money. See, that's way better. Oh wow, she's actually kind of rich. If only I could be bothered to stealth properly.
You must forgive me. I am weak. Ill, perhaps. I am not up for conversation.
I don't remember him mentioning anything about that. Tell me about your husband.
He was little more than a scalawag when I met him. A bandit without a band.
Aww.
All he needed was a bit of direction.
So just an it.
That was me.
That's rude. Let's talk about Akara.
The world is full of chaos, of tragedy and change. Akara is the certainty, the island in a sea of sorrow. I had no faith when I arrived here. A girl with no future, no hope. Now I know what I must do. Akara has blessed me with purpose.
And what exactly must you do? What the fuck's going on? Who are you?
If I had a childhood, I do not recall it.
It's a bit
My
worrying.
only memories are of the cruelty that the slavers inflicted on my parents, and of the day they marooned me here to save food. My early years were spent scrounging to survive among the rocks. That was until Alder crashed here, and we began to work together, to find hope in the wreckage.
And I imagine these are the same, like, Dvaga slavers.
And when we knew a village must rise.
That stole, what was his name? Tari or whatever the fuck? That stole his lovely little fleshy tongue. What do they have to do with this island? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire DLC goes by with them only really getting mentioned, as opposed to actually ending their leader or whatever the fuck, or them having anything to do with Dead Kel or Akara, but it seems strange that their dumping ground is this island, and they're able to leave, but you're not. Maybe there is something bigger going on here. Nina, is that your daughter or something?
I cannot imagine a better place to grow and flourish. She has made this island her own, our Nina. And when Alder and I are gone, she will lead these people.
Or maybe you could not start a dictatorship? That'd be nice, right? Maybe you could do a little thing called democracy? Have a little fucking thing called freedom? What if your daughter grows up to be a psychopath? Would not surprise me. She's growing up isolated in this absolute fuckhole. Castaway. Hadrig, that's my boy, and he's a gnome. Okay, that explains why he's called Paddy. That makes so much more sense. And your daughter is at least, like, she looks older than you. How did this even happen?
Well.
Okay, never mind. She looks pretty good.
A soaked and straggly survivor looking for a little comfort.
Your daughter is a psychopath. I predicted pretty well there. Let's talk about Cape Solace, I guess.
You'll get used to it. We don't have much, but we get by. If you're not one for cooperation, then you'd best find a camp of your own.
Well, you clearly don't seem to be either. You've almost tried to bite my face off since I got here. What have I done wrong? You just not used to Dokkalfar around here? It seems very Varani-centric. Alder Malloy, your dad.
Be keeps the village together, but sometimes that's not enough in a leader. I won't say more. I don't know you.
Oh, just let me do a fucking side quest for you then. I need to know things. Dead Kel.
Many years ago, this island belonged to the Dread Pirate. It was his lair, a place where the justice of the Alfar held no sway. But time passed, as it always does. His influence here has waned. I wouldn't let it keep you from slumber.
Your lovely little mummy. Oh, I can't even ask about your mummy. Your mummy doesn't fucking matter even though she's about to die. I mean, the husband didn't mention, your dad didn't mention, you didn't mention. No one cares. No one gives a single shit whether she lives or dies. She's just like, oh, I couldn't ask for more here. Your family have clearly never even spoken to you, Bridget. Akara.
He's a tyrant, nothing more.
Ah.
We're captives here so long as Akara guides us. All my life I've heard of his benevolence, his protection. What's he protecting me from?
Quite a lot. Drowning,
Freedom.
mostly.
A whole world awaits us beyond these shores. A world I'll never discover.
Build a raft. Can't be that hard. I mean, there's literal chunks of boats here. Just find one that isn't completely fuckalized, and then ride out on it. I mean, you definitely get eaten by every single fucking horrible hentai monster lurking in the depths of the ocean, but at least you'd have some fun, right? It's the entire point of hentai monsters, probably, maybe. Except you're not a Japanese schoolgirl. They might not take kindly to that. Gallows End.
I was born and raised on this island. I know many of its secrets. At least those it's willing to share with me. And while I feel at home on Gallows End, I want nothing more than to leave it. Between Akara, Dead Kel, and my father, there's no room left for the rest of us.